Hey, Soraya.
Hey, Jeff.
So you just got through taking care of one of your nieces for a little bit.
Yes.
You look
Yeah, I
like
had her.
there's
I
no
just
gum
had
on your face, no
her.
crayons on your face. You look.
uh, I will just share that part of my house has lots of glitter, but the show must go on.
Indeed, indeed.
And I know that you had your grandkids over, so I'm sure your house is covered in glitter too.
Yeah, indeed. And Grandma's downstairs cleaning up all that. So.
You should go check on your tortoises to make sure they're still there
Yeah,
and that they.
last time I checked, the larger tortoise, Lenny, the male, had a little baby plastic tortoise on top of his shell. So he was walking around with this little a little plastic tortoise. Yeah, we
No, my
definitely,
niece doesn't do that, but that's funny.
yeah, yeah.
Ah,
So we are recording a couple episodes back to back. I might be out of commission for a little bit. Got routine eye surgery coming up, so we're gonna prepare in advance. I may be out a couple weeks, so we might have a little gap, but shouldn't be a problem. I guess this surgery happens all the time. I have a total retina detachment in my eye, and they do this surgery multiple times a day, and it's got a very high success rate. So I'm looking forward to being able to see a little bit better in my mostly blind eye. So
well, putting out all the good vibes for a very routine,
yes,
uneventful
yeah,
surgery and a very amazing routine
yep.
recovery after. And yeah, so programming note, folks, if this is your moment, if you're behind on a couple of episodes, please, by all means, go listen to them.
Yeah.
But Jeff and I are going to take a short programming break because this doesn't go without the two of us at the best of our health. So Jeff and I are going to take a short break, but we've got all what 120. This is number
128.
128. We've got 128 episodes on YouTube and on all your streaming platforms of your wishes and desires. So by all means, go back, revisit them, enjoy them. And we're going to come back better than ever and just going to have, superpowers in that one eye now. So,
Let's hope so.
you know,
Yeah.
it's all going to be good. But yeah, we're just going to take a short programming break hiatus. And I think it's a good thing too. But
Yeah.
anyways, we
Speak.
digress. Jeff, please tell our listeners what this magical episode is about.
So a couple weeks ago, we interviewed 4 members from Wednesday week. We talked to Christy, Kelly, David, and Heidi, and that was amazing. And sorry, you and I have been talking for years about doing that, and that was so exciting for both of us. And I don't know if we know of any sweeter people than the 4 of them. So we love their music and we love them as people as well. So one thing about that, we got to learn a lot about the bands and how it came together and
Right.
some of the recording process. But I wanted to focus a little bit more on the music than we had a chance to there. So we talked about doing an album focus about um, one of their albums. And what we had is the album that we're going to be focusing on today. And we've picked a few songs and we'll be highlighting this album. So I'm
Awesome.
excited. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So.
let's get started.
Hi, this is Soraya.
And this is Jeff.
Our podcast is called Paisley Stage Raspberry and Rhyme,
A podcast where the two of us play music that we like and share anecdotes and background about the tunes.
We hope you'll join our conversation. And without further ado, a grooviar.
Let's get groovy. All right. So a little bit about what we had before you do your first pick.
Sure.
The album was released in 1987 on Enigma Records, which we learned about when we talked to the members of Wednesday Week. It's sandwiched in between their debut EP, Betsy's House, and their cassette-only release, No Going Back, which we learned that they put out themselves. What we learned when we talked to the members of Wednesday Week, was produced by Don Dixon, who David mentioned did the first two REM records, and they recorded this in North Carolina, and it sounds fantastic, and
Yes.
it definitely highlights all four members. So I'm looking forward to talking a little bit about this, but let's talk about one of your picks, or do you have any general things to say about the album before we jump into it?
I want to jump right in.
Okay.
And we're jumping in with, Jeff and I have, we've switched roles where I pick title tracks or I pick number one in the listing. And today is no different. I'm picking, and let's talk after we hear it. Number one track, Why?
One question, Soraya.
Sure.
Why? Why did you pick the song?
So I picked it one because you and I have talked enough on about different albums where anywhere between the first to fourth few picks is really like that knockout punch we're trying, for the listener. And this number one is, what a way to start. First of all, I hear it differently, and I'll tell you why. Because hearing Heidi said, I didn't know how to play the bass, but I said I did, and I figured it out. That bass line around the bridge there is amazing. And I'm like, okay, so I want to say it's false modesty on Heidi's part that she didn't know how to play the bass, because that bass line to me is really sweet. But also I should mention this is a Heidi song. The writing credit is for Heidi. But I like the arrangement on this song. And, you know, this, we talked with the band, and afterwards, you and I kind of remarked how these albums, the Wednesday week songs, really kind of highlight all the all the members in a certain way. And this song, like, it's everybody, and you can hear everybody. And I mean, is there anything sweeter than a Callan singing? I don't think so. But this is just a really great song, and I love this lead track. So that's why I picked it.
Yeah, yeah. And you can't go wrong with this album
No,
in any of our
no,
picks. So
not at all.
my first pick is Missionary, which was another single from the album, which Heidi takes the lead on. And it was written by Heidi and David, as well as Kent Furr. And we learned that Kent also doubles in drag as Jackie Beat. And
Right.
I don't know too much about the persona of Jackie Beat. Uh, are you a little bit more?
I'm familiar of the name, and I know a little bit, but not. No way could I,
You're not an expert.
speak
You're
at
not a
length.
Jackie Beat
No,
expert.
no.
All right. So we did learn when we talked to the members of the band that Kent wrote a line or two of the song Missionary. And it's got a very interesting, in a good way, video. If you look at the video for Missionary, and I recommend people checking that out on YouTube. It's got a little goth feel, I want to say.
Right.
And again, it highlights all the members of the band. I like David's guitar playing on this quite a bit, and both of the guitars, both David's guitar and Chrissy's guitar, sound really good. In fact, I think Don Dixon just did an amazing job on the production of Missionary as a song. But I didn't intentionally pick Missionary as us playing both singles, but
Sure.
it's a great song. So and we did get to see a very cool picture sleeve that David Nolte pulled out. And
Yes.
I'm gonna find that picture sleeve, Soraya.
Oh,
For
and
nothing
when
else,
you find it,
yeah,
make sure there are two.
exactly, yeah. And the hair on that picture sleeve, come on. I mean, there's hair for days.
Oh man. And then Missionary and Y both have videos.
Yes.
So yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. Back to why. There's a video on YouTube with Mojo Nixon.
Yes.
Introducing the video
Yep.
for why. That's great to see. So yeah, thank you for reminding me
Yeah.
of that. So, yep. So both of them have great videos, and they're both great songs.
Yeah.
But I really like the production on Missionary and how the two guitars sound. And of course, the drum. I mentioned the drums sound great. That with Kelly, and this one has another cool bass line. It's not as complex as why, I don't think, but Heidi, and yeah, like you, since Heidi mentioned that, I go into listening to Wednesday Week a little bit different, knowing that although she was musical and knew music, bass wasn't her primary instrument by any means, right? She said if they needed a drummer, she could end up being a drummer. So,
And you know what? And she probably would have rocked that too.
yeah. All right. All right. So let's give this song a listen. This is the other single, Missionary.
Save me
with organ by Heidi
Oof.
on Missionary. Heidi takes the lead on it, and you're right. I mean, Callan vocals, amazing, and them singing together.
I'm a big old sucker for voices that really harmonize and really create a big collective voice. And that's what you hear here. I mean, I love the combination of voices. I love how the song was mixed too.
Mhm.
I mean, and that's just me. I
Yep.
like it.
Yep.
I like it. So
I'm
and
in agreement there.
that song, it when you listen to it, there's a lot of musical layers to it.
Yeah.
And I think back to something Kelly said when we spoke with the band, and she said, um, that she and Christy, that when they started playing together and then brought in other people, she said we would just look at each other and just start.
Yeah.
And other people are like, wait, what? What's happening here? Inform me. And then I don't know, there's something about that instinct that, I don't know, it just, to me, in this song, I can almost imagine Kelly just going, oh, okay, here we go, boom, play along with this. I don't know if that happened, but that's a question we can ask at another time. But
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I like all the things about this song. It's just one of those songs that just kind of gets under your skin.
Yeah, and it has a feel to it that really takes me back to a very pivotal moment in my musical appreciation development. And that time when this came out in the 80s, in the mid to late 80s, 87, where there was something about music where it really pulled me in. I've been listening to music for my whole life, especially from the age of 5 on. My first purchase with my own money was a vinyl 45 single, Three Dog Night. And I've always listened to music, but there's something about like when the REM area and this Paisley Underground, where I really felt a connection more so than ever before, going from like arena rock bands, what was on the radio, to something that I felt like really touched me. And there's something about the feeling of Missionary and this album in particular that pulls me back to that time where there's a connection, where I feel a connection to this music, where it was relatable to me.
Yeah.
Very relatable. So
and I think you synthesized it. Yeah, it's relatable. And so before I move on to my next selection, I am going to say what was my almost selection, but I want to mention this one little tidbit about it.
Okay.
So the song I almost picked was Boy, You Got Me Good. I really like that song, but I nudged a little differently. But anyway, but one of the interesting things about Boy, You Got Me Good is, one, it's the B-side of the Y single, but one of the notes on the Wednesday week band page was that Boy, You Got Me Good isn't on the LP edition of What We Had. And that it was a B-side to the vinyl single of Why. But I found that interesting because it's a great song, but just not on the vinyl edition. But since you have the vinyl edition, flip it over.
I've got it right here.
Show me the track. Take a look on the tracks. Do you see Boy, You Got Me Good?
I do not.
Yeah. I was just curious about that. I wonder how it made it on the CD version. Wait, we had a CD and a cassette. I don't know, just curious. But again, I'm just going to add that into my list of questions to ask at another time.
Yeah.
So if I started out with the lead track and that was a Heidi song, well, I've picked a song where the credit is the Callan sisters, and that is Circle. So let's hear it and then we'll talk about it.
I roll with the punches that
those guitars, those voices.
Everything. I think I'm listening to it with a different set of ears now, this album. Like I liked it before, and now I like it even more. And now I'm listening for different things, or I'm hearing different things, or maybe I think a better word is I'm appreciating different things. And I really like the production on this track. So The Hand of Don Dixon.
Yes, yes.
Salute.
And you had mentioned the extra track and you're right, there's 12 tracks on the LP vinyl version and 13 tracks on the original CD version, and a couple more bonus ones and Betsy's House if you get the collector's choice version, which I'm hunting down now.
Again, when you find it, make sure there are 2.
Yeah.
But I think what Circle does for me is I just feel that the vocals are so heartfelt and strong. And I think that's what pulls me in. And then you've got that, those guitars, it's hypnotic in a way. It's dun 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 dun, and you're like, yeah, I'm here for the whole song. And again, that synergy as a band, it just doesn't get any better. And I really like this song a lot. And then I think I should note to our listeners, so Jeff and I, when we do an album focus, we give each other the task of picking 2 songs, okay, which I think Howie Cohen said it once. He goes, how the hell am I supposed to pick 2 when the whole album is my favorite?
Yeah.
But and then I told Jeff, I have 4 songs and they're battling it out. I'll let you know the next day. And then when I gave him my 2, Y and Circle, and he gave me his 2, which we're going to find out Jeff's second pick, he sent a note to me. He said, the 4 we picked were the 4 that I had been choosing between. So Jeff and I, sometimes we end up on the same page. Jeff accuses me of constantly finding things that are no, you've said that I always pick like extra tracks or bonus tracks or things that just pop up on reissues, which yes, I have been known to do. But it's just funny when you and I and I told Jeff, yeah, those were the 4 that I was battling between. And then I added, when I thought about Circle, I thought about Boy, You Got Me Good. And then I said, okay, if we're going to go with the vinyl only, okay, then I have to not include Boy, You Got Me Good. But I like that too. Anyways, Jeff, what is your second pick?
So for my second pick, I went with one of the other songs that was also on Slumber Party Massacre 2, like Y was. There was a second song that was also included in that slasher film, and it's If Only. And there's a fan-made video for If Only, and it's shots from the movie with the pretend band playing the track, but it's a great track. Yeah. Again, I love the guitars and I love the singing. I'm copying you, Soraya, because you listed your songs first and you picked a Heidi penned track, and then I picked a Heidi penned track, and then you picked a Callan Sisters track. Now I'm picking a Callan Sisters track with If Only. And I love the guitars and the voices are just great. There's a spot in the song, I think it's the bridge part, where it's not a tempo change, but there's a vibe change. And you were alluding to that earlier when you were talking about the arrangements of some of the Wednesday Week songs. And that's one of their strengths, I think, amongst the vocals. And it's how they arrange the songs. And I really like the arrangement on this, and there's on the bridge feel, which successful bridges do. It's got a totally different feel, yet still is part of the song cohesively. And it's that bridge that really pulled me in and made the song interesting to me. So I didn't choose it because it was on a slasher film. I chose it because it's a great song. But anyways, If Only is my second pick.
More to the ground than I have gave, do nothing.
questioning myself on that bridge. I don't know if it's a tempo change or not. I don't know enough about music theology to know if it's a tempo change or not, but it definitely has a different beat to it where
Yeah.
Kelly switches up the beat, and I don't know, it just really pulls me in when she changes that beat on that, and I just love it. I love it. Again, each one of the members of the band, kind of like the Beatles, where you need all four of them, because they each have their own personalities, and good bands do that, right?
Oh yeah.
I've shared before that I'm more of a fan of bands than I am of individual artists. Not by choice, but when I look at my record collection or my CD collection, a majority is bands, and I love it when bands like Wednesday Week come together and each member has their personal input that adds to this thing that is so much better, as a group than any one of them could have done individually. So anyways, I love this song.
That's a fantastic song too.
Good job, Kelly Callan, on
Woo!
the drums.
Just badass on the drums, man.
Yeah, and I know that you are a particular fan of drumming, so
Yes,
yeah.
sir. And
And
Callan,
I think Eddie Kawa has set up drum lessons with you, if I remember correctly.
Eddie Kawa has said that it's within me. I just have to unlock it.
Yeah.
And I think I remember him saying, just start tapping along to the beat. You don't know what a task that is for me. But I appreciate his optimism that I can find that. But no, and then you listen to like Kelly Callan and you're like, no.
Yes.
Maybe I just need to sit this one out. Somebody's got it covered.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Eddie Kawa, don't give up on me. I'm not giving up on me either.
But this album, this Enigma album.
How many signatures do you have on that?
So far, just Christie's. And I was going to mention this at the interview when we interviewed the band, that that the fact that Heidi had mentioned how scary the Callan sisters look when they're together. Do you remember Heidi saying that?
Okay, yeah.
So I think you and I together, and when on my own, when I've seen shows and I've seen Christy and Kelly at shows, I've been a little bit nervous to approach them, but they're badass. So, but I have been nervous to approach them. But when we went to see Dream Syndicate and Christie's band, the Dime Box Band, open, and she was behind the desk selling CDs, I felt like she was more approachable, which is so funny because they're the sweetest people ever.
They're super nice.
Yeah, super nice. So I felt a little more empowered to approach Christy when she was behind the desk, because I felt like it was an invitation that she would be more approachable. But yeah, I have seen them at shows and I've had my records, and I was like, maybe.
I think next time, Jeff, because the universe is answering our call, and soon we hope live shows will be back. We may just find them in a show, and I think we can bring the album and say, could you please sign?
Yeah, I've got spots. Empty spots.
David, Heidi, Kelly, can you please sign our album?
Yeah, I got a spot right here that David could sign, that Heidi could sign.
It's open and ready. And now we don't have to fear.
Yeah.
I think we're good. It's so funny. Okay, so can I tell you a little story?
Please, just you, me, and our listeners.
Thank you. So I did tell you that I was turned on to Wednesday Week by my big brother. And so Hassan told me a story.
Oh.
Which I found interesting. So back in the day, my big brother was, I think for a year, he was a programming director at KXLU.
I did not know that.
And I'm sure Hassan will correct me if I got the title wrong, but that's what I believe. Anyways, Hassan was supposed to interview Wednesday Week.
What?
And back then technology was different than now, and I don't know, something happened and he couldn't get the board to work or whatever, so it never happened.
Oh no.
And so his little sister
Ah.
participated in an interview with Wednesday Week, and I'm sure Hassan had many other questions that I didn't ask, but I told him about it, and then he told me that story, and I was like,
Oh wow. Oh wow.
circle,
Yeah.
no pun
Yeah.
intended.
Circle indeed.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so
Wow. I
but
love that.
I'm just glad. Yeah, isn't it? I mean, it sucks at the time that he didn't get to, because he was a huge, huge, huge. It still is big fan. Loves him.
I know this.
Um,
This I know. Yeah.
so it was just really cool. It was cool to hear a story like that, and know that somehow one of and Alamdari got to.
I was gonna say Alamdari Power.
Yay!
Yeah, that.
So, anyways, but I digress.
love that. I love that.
And I'm glad you mentioned Dime Box Band. So there's, while we all wait for live shows to come back, Wednesday weeks stuff is available. Dime Box Band. I mean, you name it. There's music to be had. But I got to read you this one comment. So when I was looking up information about the song Why, I went to watch the official video. And the comments on it were interesting because people obviously saying, oh, I love this song, I love this album. But a lot of people came to the song through the movie, Slumber Party Massacre 2. So one guy said, Slumber Party Massacre 2 brought me here. Love their album, 2017, and it's still amazing. Wow. So it's like, oh, okay, I came roundabout way, but I came back. And one guy said, Roger Corman brought me here. And that's the first time I'll ever say that. But everybody else, kind of talking about when they got the album. One guy on a different song, he said he had to sell the album at one point and just got it back. And so this is, I think, a testament to how good this album is that the songs hold up. There's good songwriting, good arrangements. It's a well-rounded album, and it's something that people still listen to and still enjoy. So I don't know, Jeff and you and I can't gush enough. We're total fangirling, but just we're fans of the band, fans of the music, and it's a great album to have. So
agreed. Yep. And the production isn't too bad either. Good job, Don Dixon.
We salute.
Yes. And we learned that there's a few covers that they recorded in 2020, 4 cover versions with Don again in Los Angeles, and hopefully we'll get to hear those.
Hey Jeff, speaking of which, so on the Wednesday Week Band page, which they maintain, there is a cover that struck me because I didn't even think about it. They cover the Bugaloos. Do you remember the Bugaloos?
Yes.
They cover a song called Senses of Our World.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, I need that. I need to chase down that cover. But listen to some of these covers now that you mentioned it. Bad Moon Rising.
Ooh.
Okay. Ever Fallen in Love, Buzzcocks. Lose Control, Color Me Gone. Losing the War, Glass Eye. Long and Lonesome Road, Shocking Blue. Long Live Love, Sandy Shaw. Never Marry a Railroad Man, which David Nolte mentioned in our episode with them, by Shocking Blue. No Such Thing, Agent Orange.
Oh, wow.
North Beach, SVT. Safety First by the Plugs.
What?
Yes, and then this Bugaloos cover. Side Street Walker by Dolly Mixture. Street Fighting Man. by the Rolling Stones. They Say That Everything's All Right by the Zeros.
Oh, we know they like the Zeros.
Yes, sir. And You Wanted Me to Hang Around You by Gary Valentine.
Wow.
How's that strike you?
Wow.
Badass band, man.
Yeah, pretty interesting covers. All of those.
Yes.
Yeah. And Christy has
I want to
mentioned
hear that Agent Orange one.
I know. I was just gonna say Christy had mentioned that they were big fans of Agent Orange. So it was that Orange County punk band, who I'm a big fan of them too. So
we got work to do, Jeff.
we
got
do
work
got
to do.
work to do. Indeed, indeed. We're not done with Wednesday week.
No, by no means. By any
No,
means. But
not.
Jeff, this was a great album to cover. Thank you.
Yes.
And yeah. I can't stop showing love to Wednesday week. They're a great band.
Indeed, indeed. And this 1987 Enigma release, what we had, great album. And it's available on Spotify if you want to listen there. And I know there's some CDs floating out there too. So go listen to this.
You need this in your collection, and if you don't have it now, you need to fix that.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay. So for now, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
We'll see everybody soon, but take care, be well. And Jeff, good healing.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Soraya. And thank you for everybody for your well wishes.
All right. So, mi gente, a groovear.
Groove on. Oh, Calico on, Paisley people. Groove on, Calico people. One of those.
Perfect.
One of those.
Love it.
I was a little slow on that Calico thing, but I remembered it at the last minute.
I totally forgot, but I'm like, yes, the Calico people.
The Calico Underground.
Calico Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that a cool story from Hassan though?
Yes.
And I'm like, but
super cool. That was
yes.
super cool.
Yes. So
Full circle indeed.